10 o'clock on the East Coast. Good evening, my name is Nathan Foy. Hello. You're tracking with us Hurricane Matthew, a Category 4 storm with winds of 130 miles an hour. The pressure at the latest National Hurricane Center's update is 937 millibars. And right now it's 65 miles east-northeast of West Palm Beach, 135 miles southeast of Cape Canaveral. An automated station at West End on Grand Bahama Island recently reported a sustained wind of 64 miles an hour and a pressure of 943.1 millibars. Vero Beach, Florida recently reported a wind gust of 50 miles an hour is what they're saying at 10 o'clock. I'm joined by the Skype team as always. In this hour, it's just Hank and Nathan Bell. Good evening.
Good evening, y'all. As you are watching Force 13, trying to be the best streaming service on YouTube,
So
and
you say.
to keep
So you
everybody
say,
safe.
not myself. I just say that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. People complain to us if we're not streaming on the storm. I don't care about being the best. We just bring the news. But hey, Hank, hi.
Hey, right now, I was just looking at some flooding reports, and it looks like there's this one spiral band that's coming in just north of the Orlando area, and it looks like we could be seeing some flooding in the community. It looks like it says the communities of Pine Lakes, Paisley, and Altoona, and Pittman as well. So already some pretty torrential rains coming in from Matthew. What else is there? Well, there's a lot, but what else is there that I feel like talking about right now?
Well, something that I should bring to everyone is just to read out the latest warnings if you didn't know them already. A hurricane warning remains in effect. You can see them illustrated on this map. Hurricane warning in effect for the northwestern Bahamas, including the Abacos, Andros Island, Berry Islands, Bimini, Eleuthera, Grand Bahama Island, and New Providence. They'll probably go from some of those islands pretty soon. Boca Raton to South Sante River in Florida, to South Carolina, of course, including all points in between, and Lake Okeechobee. Tropical storm warning for Ocean Reef to south of Boca Raton, Florida Keys from 7 Mile Bridge eastward, Florida Bay, and Clote River or Anclote River, I'm not sure on the pronunciation on that one, to Suwannee River, and north of South Sante River to Surf City. A tropical storm watch is in effect for Englewood to Anclote or Anclote River as well. And you can see them all there. So areas like Naples and Fort Myers, I believe, and Everglades City out of the woods, according to the National Hurricane Center. Hank?
Yes. So just looking at what Recon is doing right now. They went back to Tampa to get something. I think they're either ending the flight, which I don't see any reason why they would. Although we do have another flight going in there, so I guess swaps. Who knows? Or they're just trying to pick up. They're just getting some equipment and heading right back into the storm. Looking at the latest satellite imagery, this system has been, kind of deceiving us for a little while, saying oh, this has been going a little bit further north, maybe not landfall, but then it just reverts back to the west. It's like, okay, same scenario. Then it reverts back to the north, okay, but it's all due to this eye wall replacement cycle that's going on within the storm right now. Looking at radar, if I can refresh the radar page really quick. Zoom out of my hometown. That's way too far zoomed in.
You're showing us a screen. I can't see anything, I'm afraid.
Oh, did I not screen share? Okay, well. Does it work now?
No.
Okay. Let me just end it and then restart it. Anyways.
Yeah, it's probably my problem, Hank. We'll start that again briefly, and we'll just fade Hank out of the room there briefly and bring him back. And sometimes these things happen. If you've got any questions for us, do send us a message. Start your message with Force 13. You can also send us. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Search Force 13 all in text, or you can add Fool 13 on Skype. Hank, are you back?
Yes, the call ended really quickly, but I'm back.
It did. I made it so that the screen share would work. Hopefully.
Oh, okay. So let me just hit the screen share button. Hopefully it works now. And I just saw very briefly that Marcel is on the call right now.
Yes, we've got it.
Okay. So you can see, looking at the past few frames of Matthew's eye specifically, it's getting there to try to close off, or for this to dissipate, and for the outer eye wall to take over completely. It's getting there, but it's still taking its sweet time to do it, which is both fortunate and unfortunate for Florida, because as it does so, the wind field grows, but in general the winds weaken. So it's kind of bittersweet, sort of. But the storm's general direction has been like this. So it was right here a little earlier today. Now it's up here. We keep drawing that line, and it goes just east of Cape Canaveral, like just east. Actually, one second. Let me get like a straight edge or something just to look specifically. I know it's probably not going to be a straight line, but just for specifics. Actually, drawing a straight edge that goes over Cape Canaveral, but then again, it's likely to kind of curve before it gets there. So it's probably not going to do the whole straight edge thing. So yes, bands are obviously affecting the East Coast areas, like Jupiter and Palm Beach Gardens, up all the way up to at least Sebastian, Palm Bay, Merritt Island. Another pretty good band coming into the Daytona Beach area, and the first rain's about to approach Jacksonville pretty soon. This storm is a little bit further offshore than I thought it was. I would think that it would have been around here at this time, but it's a little bit further east. So
it might wiggle west.
Quite easily. And is that John?
Is it? It is. Hello, John,
So
and
I
Marcel's
think
also here. Go ahead.
That the people that are in Florida should brace for the storm. There's no more option. Brace for the storm. Prepare your home.
It'll be in the early
Prepare
hours.
your home.
Yeah. John?
It looks like it's still going on a northwesterly trajectory here. It could possibly get close to Melbourne.
Well, no, not necessarily. It's been moving.
Still parallel the coast.
Yeah. It could do a David.
I think David made a landfall.
It was so
I'm not
close,
entirely-
David. So close.
Well,
No one could tell for sure.
Yeah. So
And I think David was an August system, not an October system.
yeah, it was. So really, the most likely landfall point right now would be the Cape Canaveral area, as just it's just the geography. It just kind of splits out from the rest of the coast. So that would be the most likely landfall spot, well, in my opinion, at least. But it could easily just curve a little bit further. Just I guess lose a few degrees of movement, because right now it's 326 degrees. Last I checked, to the northwest. So it could be like 315. It comes a little bit closer to the Florida coastline because of that small change in movement. But really, it's this for the landfall. For the landfall, at least, it's the small changes that will determine whether or not we get a landfall. But regardless of a landfall, we're still going to see major impacts from the storm. Hurricane force winds up to major force gusts. Heavy rains, storm surge up to 12 feet on some areas, maybe even a little bit more than that for areas that have high tide when the storm comes in. I'm looking at you, Daytona Beach.
Hank, I just want to read out some questions. Do we know how many people have heeded the evacuation orders? Saw a lot of joking on Twitter.
I don't know. I don't know specifics, but I would assume a lot. Because I saw some traffic reports out of
yes.
the port area, and they looked well, awful.
Well, I can give you some traffic reports now. Actually, there's I don't know whether it's that the road is closed or one carriageway of the road is closed on I-95. I think it's the northbound, if I'm not mistaken.
Northbound carriageway. Since you drive on the right in the United States, northbound's closer to the coast.
From Jupiter to Palm City, by the looks of things, and it's also closed briefly southbound. It's either closed or not moving, just north of Lake Worth. I don't think that's I-95. It could be. One of those highways. But further north as well, there's also what appears to be a closure north of Vero Beach. Did I say that already?
No.
I don't think you did.
So Palm Bay. I was talking about Palm City before. So many places with Palm in the name, it gets me so confused.
Yes.
So
Palm Beach, Palm Springs, Palm City. Oh dear me.
That's the two places you'll come up with problems if you're on I-95 anytime soon.
But looking at this last frame on the visible, it looks like that eye has kind of jutted a little bit more towards the west.
Yes.
That last frame. So that could be either the storm going under another one of the wobbles or the cradle oscillations, whatever term you want to use, or it's actually shifting track.
Mr. White says, do you think the storm will keep decreasing with wind speeds, or will it intensify throughout the night?
Well, it depends. It's over. I think it's going to stay steady at this intensity. But the latest frame just came out, and it looks like it was just a quick little wobble. It's kind of reoriented back slightly, very slightly.
It's been so indecisive with its intensity, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's fluctuated a ton.
Yeah. At this moment, I really don't think this thing is going to make a landfall. It looks just too far offshore.
It could swerve at any time.
Yeah, that's the thing. It could easily do something like this, or, something like this, like barely make a landfall, or it could just easily do something like that. And just not move anywhere close to the coast. So
Matthew
actually
has a current T number of 6.4, according to ADT, which I don't believe.
Why not?
Because that's 125 knot. This thing's not 125 knot. This is like 130.
What? You mean
It's 130 miles an hour.
Yeah.
115. I'm tired, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Alright,
Correction, 115 knot. Yes, you guys,
yes.
you heard me.
Unfortunately, I can't bring you the latest nighttime camera, so I will now bring you the sound audio from St. Lucie right now, which is what you can hear in the background, and it's very wet there at the moment with the rainfall coming in, so we'll keep that on in the background whilst we can't get to the infrared camera this hour, it seems. But that's what we had earlier, and hopefully we'll be able to bring it to you again later.
Yeah. So it's very close with this system, whether or not it makes a landfall. Recon is heading. It's one mission. I'm not entirely sure what it's doing. I think it's ending. But another one is coming into the storm right now.
I just want to blow through some other questions, really. Melissa says, when will it hit land and where? Again, we've sort of discussed that. We don't really know still at this point. It will affect large areas of land, though. Worries of the Treasure Coast of having heavy flooding due to storm surges, especially because some areas are close to the intracoastal. Thoughts?
I forgot where the Treasure Coast is.
You have a better idea than me.
Latest recon actually has this below 100 knot. The flight level.
All along that area there.
It looks like the Treasure Coast is this area. What specifically was she asking for?
He or she, of heavy flooding, worries about heavy flooding due to the storm surge. The storm surge in that area could be as high as 5 feet. It'll be worse further north than it is further south.
Latest iPass is less than 100 knot. The heck?
When's the latest iPass?
That was at that's around 1 UTC. Actually, a little bit after 46 or 47 UTC.
I don't know where you're. I don't know what you're looking at, but
Well, while you guys
the
go on
recon
about
data.
that, we'll get some more questions. Let's
Tropical
see.
tidbits recon data.
I'm looking at it. That's
Less
weird.
than
Though.
100 knots.
Light level winds are category 2, but the pressure is 935. That's an interesting relationship.
Maybe the scales broke.
That's a very low pressure for a system.
Yeah.
That's only a category.
Hey Hank, maybe the scales broke.
So, questions. Very little chance that it's going to be pushed out east at this point, question mark?
We still don't know. It could easily jut into the coastline, but it could also easily, jut out to sea.
But not to the point where it won't be felt at all in Florida.
Exactly, yes.
It's guaranteed a storm surge at the minimum.
Yes, you're guaranteed storm surges, pretty much guaranteed rain, pretty much guaranteed gusty winds. Depending on how close the storm gets to Florida, the closer the center gets, the worse the conditions will be, in general. But if it
Also,
go ahead.
sorry. It looks like that pass from the eye was probably for the weaker part of the storm.
Yeah. It's a little hard to tell though. It looks like they might have just missed the eye.
They might have missed it
You
barely.
can hear the wind
which
going
means
up in the background at St. Lucie, which is where the audio is coming from.
if
You can't
if
see
they
anything,
missed
I'm
the
afraid.
eye with that pressure, Hank, then it must be a pretty strong system.
Yeah,
Right
but
now.
the thing is, I was about to say, it's like the pressure. If they miss the eye, then what's the actual pressure? Like 930 in the upper 920s? Though I kind of doubt that. I doubt that.
920s is not out of the question, but I doubt it myself too.
We should be getting the latest update in the cone from the cone intensity movement position.
Later this hour,
All that sort of stuff in about half an hour.
or a little more later, depending on how the NHC if they want to delay it a bit.
I better quickly go through some comments. Is Central Florida going to get hit? Well, it depends where you mean exactly. Tropical storm force winds virtually guaranteed. Hurricane force winds in some areas, particularly further east. Be more specific if you want more info. Nikita says nothing more extreme going to hit West Palm Beach. What do you guys think on the radar if you've got it?
Before you say that, Nathan, apparently Nicole is already a Category 2.
That's
according
interesting.
to the Tropical Tidbits website.
The hell?
90 knots.
It doesn't even look like a cat.
That info could be from ATCF.
Probably.
Yeah, ATCF loves to do something like that. Nicole doesn't even have an eye. It looks like it's a TS now, by the way, on the satellite. Looks horrible.
Yeah, well, it looks like Danny after it peaked and was starting to get cheered.
Yeah, it looks. It was looking good. I think it was a Cat 2 earlier, around maybe 6 or 7 local over here, but I think it just fell apart.
Yeah. Well, NHC says it's not really move all that much either.
Well, actually, you know what? It doesn't look as bad as I thought it did. Definitely the northwestern side of the system is already looks like it has devoid of connection to the northwestern side, and looks like shear is finally taking its toll.
Anyway,
on
I
the
know you
system.
want to talk analytically there about the storms, but I do want to go through some comments about the West Palm Beach. There is a band, I think, heading towards the area right now, so not out of the woods yet by any means. You
Hardly.
could have the worst of it in the next hour or two, though after that it could begin to get better. Let's see, what else do we have? I'm in Deltona, it's pouring and thundering. Is the media hyping this? Well, we could be called the media, and I don't think we're hyping it. I can't speak for anyone else.
I would say yes, they are.
No surprise, really.
I saw. I was looking at ABC News just for the laughs. They said this could be one. They said this could be one of, if not the worst hurricane to ever affect Florida.
Well, that's what Adam said half an hour ago.
Yeah, well,
and look at it. It's tracking up the coast.
Well,
It's not.
that would be the very worst case scenario, but let's cast our minds back. What did it say? The worst for Florida? Well, there's Andrew. That would take some beating.
The Miami hurricane, which
That would take even more beating.
Yeah, the 1928.
Oh jeez. I guess.
Keys hurricane really only in terms of intensity.
Speaking of beating, are you gonna start being a dead horse in this system?
Huh? What?
Said, speaking of beating, are we gonna start being a dead horse regarding all the systems that could have been better than this?
Yeah.
Yeah. We just need to talk about what's going on right now. And sorry, guys, I just came back. My Skype completely wiped out for about.
that's not.
That's not fun.
Oh.
No, it's not.
Quote. Force 13 is better than the news, in my opinion, according to Final Cut TV in the chat. Oh dear.
Well, that's why we'll stay on the air. Hey.
Yeah, I should be doing my work right now, but unfortunately, this system has got my attention now.
Yeah, I just want to pop in for a minute or two to see how things are doing.
I did notice. Sorry, I did notice on the western side of the system, it is quite dry at the mid levels. I mean, what's going on with it?
That's because of the John. That's mostly because of the wind shear. That's pushing.
Yeah.
The
Thunderstorm activity off the coast. Yes.
Nathan, we are going to go live shortly on the Caribbean weather desk as well.
Wait, John, are we talking about Matthew or Nicole?
Matthew.
No, I thought you were talking about Nicole.
Well, Nicole's west side has
But
been
I do
dry.
want to say to you right
ages.
now, the ATCF, which for people who don't know is the Automated Tropical Cyclone Intensity Estimate from the US Navy, is that Nicole is a Category 2 with winds of
That is a cat too.
105 miles an hour, and that we'll get any confirmation of that in the next hour. And you can hear the winds getting up at St. Lucie right now as well in the background. We'll fade that out a little bit so that we can hear everyone talk.
I'm going back to the other calls, so things with it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna really quickly put the current what the NHC is saying for the location point. I'm gonna put them in the Google Maps real quick, just to make sure where it is. That's moved a little bit further. It was down here a little earlier, so it kind of moved up here.
Okay. Advanced Dvorak calls Nicole 4.7, 975 millibars flat, 82.2 knot, which is better known as just a hair over 90 miles an hour, it looks like, according to the ADT. So not a Cat 2.
Any updates to the flooding potential in Orlando?
Good question.
Not yet. I should look at the experimental storm surge graphic, because that is usually where you...
They're definitely in effect, and I'll reiterate some of the warnings whilst I have them here. It's let's see.
Fire.
For the St. John's River, including above Lake Harney near Geneva, moderate flooding is forecast. Heavy rainfall is expected to push the St. John's River near Geneva above flood stage by late this weekend. The National Weather Service in Melbourne has issued a flood warning for Western Orange County, Southern Lake County, Seminole County, and Central and Southern Volusia County in Florida because of the rainfall, and the stream seems to have lost the rainfall in the background there. A river flood warning has been issued for the St. John's River at Astor and DeLand, and major flooding is forecast for that area. The St. John's River sounds like the biggest cause for concern, but also flood warnings for the Peace River at Bartow, Zolfo Springs in Arcadia, the Alafia River at Lithia, Myakka River State Park, and Horse Creek near Arcadia. And I believe that is everything.
On my screen here, you can see that there's prototype storm surge warnings all along the coast of Florida.
On your webcam.
In Georgia, yes. And then there's a watch on South Carolina, on the coast, northern part of South Carolina. There's mainly a warning here, but there's a more or less a watch in the northern section of the South Carolina coast. Now, if we take a look at the storm surge inundation map, give me a second. Storm surge inundation says, yes, I understand. Yes. You zoom in a bit. What we're looking at here, and I'm seeing a lot of yellows and a lot of reds in places. This storm surge is just what's the word? All over the place. This system. That's what it's looking like. It's all over the place.
Resolution isn't the best, unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly.
Hank, what can we decipher from that radar?
Well, the eye is looking a bit stronger on the... Well, the inner eye wall is looking a bit stronger on the north side. But it really looks like that this outer eye wall is beginning to close up quite significantly in that last frame right there.
So is it going through an EWRC here?
Yeah, one new frame. I think that's weird. A couple new frames just came out.
This is going through an eye wall replacement right now.
There's some questions. From Carlo 25. Will Lowndes County, Georgia will receive storm force conditions?
Where in Georgia?
I'll have to figure out where that is. Lowndes County. I've not seen it mentioned, I don't think. Not
one of my
Lowndes County,
how's
Georgia.
It L-O... Gotta find it, where is it? L-O-W-N-D-E-S.
Speaking of Georgia, one of my friends is down there with his family in Georgia. Yeah.
Tropical storm force winds shouldn't be felt there.
Yeah. That's too far.
He's evacuating from Savannah tomorrow. One of my friends is in Georgia.
About Marion County, I've no idea where that is.
I've heard of it, but I don't really remember where it is. I think that's in Florida. Oh, that's in Central Florida. You should. Depends on where in the county. If you're a bit in the National Forest area, I'd be a bit more concerned than if you're west of.
Ocala and the vicinity is looking not too bad. Tropical storm force winds expected, however. Just have common sense. Don't go out during the storm. Don't do anything stupid. And it'll be okay, you would think, or you would hope. In just a moment or two, in fact, we may as well go ahead and do it. Marcel is going to go through the warnings, I think, in Spanish for our Spanish listeners or viewers for a few minutes. So, Marcel, if you know what you want to say, go right ahead.
Bueno. Okay, so this is the Spanish update. And at 9:30 p.m., 10:30 p.m. Florida time.
Yes. Somewhere.
Alright. Alright, whenever you're ready.
We've just got the rain in the background for now. Is he grabbing a piece of paper and can you read it out? I don't know.
Oh dear.
In the meantime, you can hear in the background St. Lucie County, the rainfall. I'll turn it up whilst we're waiting. That's what it sounds like there right now.
So after this Iowa replacement cycle, do you think that Matthew will be more of a threat with its bigger eye or no?
Depends if it starts intensifying when it's finished.
Yeah. I would imagine so.
Marcel, are you ready?
You ready? Marcel?
One minute.
Okay, we'll wait
1 minute.
1
You need
minute.
to. Nicole looking. I'm confused about Nicole right now.
Sheer.
It looks like at the mid levels on the looking at the water vapor imagery, because that acts a lot like it's mid level too, which is neat. Because that's how the water vapor imagery I think works, is at the mid level. Come on, it's reloading. I have to reload for frames. It looks like the thunderstorm activity is being blown off the center. It's not exposed yet, but it's like it's appearing to be starting to be blown off from the northwest. Yeah, it is probably beginning to get impacted by shear. And if you could look at the shear graphic, I gotta pull it up again. Give me a second. And my computer almost crashed. That was nice. Yeah, you can tell I'm having a good night over here.
Ready.
Okay,
Alright.
Marcel, go ahead with 5 minutes
Fire.
of Spanish.
Muy buenas noches, esto es Foster Teen. Mi nombre es Marcelo Los y aquí para esta actualización sobre el huracán Matthew. El huracán Matthew está ubicado en una ubicación en unas coordenadas de 27 norte y 79,1 oeste, y tiene una velocidad de vientos de 130 millas por hora, 210 kilómetros por hora y una presión mínima de 937 milibares, y se está moviendo al noroeste a 13 millas por hora. Me hago la conversión.
What's his train of thought?
16 kilómetros por hora aproximadamente al noroeste. Y vamos a ver los avisos que hay para ahí. Un aviso de huracán hay aviso de tormenta tropical para el sur de Boca Ratón, Florida, hacia el norte de Golden Beach. Además, otro aviso hay una vigilancia de tormenta tropical. Pues vamos a ver. Un aviso de huracán está en efecto para el noroeste de las Bahamas, que incluye las islas Abacos, la isla Andros, las islas Perry, Bimini, Eleuthera, la isla Gran Bahama y New Providence.
That's right, the warning's in the Bahamas.
También hay un aviso de huracán desde Boca Ratón hasta South Santee River y en el lago Okeechobee. Un aviso de tormenta tropical está en efecto para Ocean Reef hasta Golden Beach, desde los Cayos de Florida hasta Seven Mile Bridge hacia el este, en la bahía de Florida, en el río Anclote hasta el río Suwannee, y en el norte del río Santo del Sur hasta South City. Y una vigilancia de tormenta tropical está en efecto para Englewood hasta el río Anclote.
That's the warnings in Florida and beyond. Was that all?
Y pues bueno,
Oh, I guess
pues
not.
nuestra recomendación es que ya no hay tiempo para evacuar. Tienen que ya prepararse para la tormenta. Para la tormenta que se supone que va a llegar a las 2 p.m. del viernes, o sea, de mañana. Y espero que ya tengan todos los víveres preparados, comida en latas, linternas, gasolina, radios, etcétera. Y que preparen sus casas ante el embate del huracán. Y esto ha sido todo. Nos vemos la próxima. I have finished.
All right, thank you, Marcel. That was the Spanish update provided by Marcel from Colombia. And we will continue with the English coverage, which is what we're probably best at. And Isaac has joined.
Hey.
Good evening.
Hey!
Welcome.
Yes.
Hey, what's up?
Yes.
Howdy,
Let's
y'all.
not
Good
sound like
evening.
we're just meeting up on the street, shall we? What do you think about the latest on Matthew?
Oh, me? Oh, well, I think it's definitely a serious storm. It looks to be trying to get a bigger eye, and if it does so, it'll probably increase in size, which is not good, as it'll increase its wind field, and that's not really a good thing for it to do, as the scene is getting closer and closer to land. 130 miles an hour, of course, right now, and then 937 millibars. Florida really needs to be really keeping an eye on this. So does Georgia and South Carolina. This thing might be the next target for this as it heads up there. And then after that, it's kind of uncertain where this thing will go. Some take it for a loop back into Florida. Others take it out into the Gulf of Mexico. But again, that's too far out to tell. So we'd have to wait until that time comes. So until then, just be on the lookout for this thing, and then make sure if you're in the vicinity of this thing to make sure of it. Or if you're in the storm itself, make sure you're in shelter right now, as this thing might actually try making a landfall, come very close to making a landfall. So just be very safe, and hopefully you'll make it out of this safe and fine if you take the necessary precautions and take shelter if you're in this. So.
Just a quick
Okay.
note, there are some...
Recon in
Go ahead.
storm right now. It's about to make an eye pass real soon. It probably already has, as of this very second. But we're gonna get the data within a couple of minutes. So it's just made a pass through the eye. So we're gonna have data. Got some breaking news here from National Hurricane Center. Hurricane Nicole has become a Category 2 hurricane.
Really?
That's not a big surprise.
Yeah, we saw that
Yeah,
one.
the ADT was saying that for the last 2 hours.
ATCF has
Also
said it.
stationary.
So,
968 millibars,
storm,
damn.
that's confirmed. The storm is not threatening anyone apart from Bermuda. It will generate swells and rough surf conditions for the next few days, but no warnings in effect for Bermuda, and probably won't be needed for at least 3 or 4 days if it moves in that direction. Matthew update should be out soon, and we'll bring you any new information on the storm as it's due in the next 10 to 20 minutes.
Hey, Nathan. If Matthew does its anticipated recurvature off the Carolina coast in kind of, loops back south, do you think it might actually interact a little bit with Nicole?
Well, the interaction's inevitable, really, isn't it? I guess.
I mean, those two storms are the closest together I've seen hurricanes in a long time. I mean, this is the first
They're not
time.
going to merge, though. Everyone asking, they're not going to merge. Not at
No.
these intensities.
Nah.
It's too
not
far
gonna-
away for that.
Number one, they're both Category 2 or higher, with Matthew being Category 4. Number two, if none of them, not one of them is really significantly weaker than the other, but what I mean by that is that Nicole, if it was going to get absorbed by Matthew, I think it'd be a lot more susceptible to absorption if it was 50 or 60 miles an hour. That's not the case. It's 105. It's pretty much in a good position, and it's pretty far away right now. The next couple of days, that might be different as these storms get closer to each other. We might have a Fujiwara interaction, but not one that involves the absorption of Nicole into Matthew.
Yeah.
No, John. John. No.
No what?
No. No Fujiwara effect.
Why
No
not?
more please.
It's possible. These storms are pretty close together, Hank.
No, they
In the
really
next
are.
5 days. In the next 5 days.
They might
and
interact.
interesting.
They might interact.
Yes.
Not right now.
Yes, there is a chance they could interact, Nicole and Matthew,
Okay, I got data.
the husband and wife. Ha ha. 105 knot from recon at flight level. We gotta wait for them to go through the other side of the eye so I get more data. So it looks like they've just gone through the eye, and we're just waiting on the graph to update.
right now.
I'm obviously waiting for the update from Matthew.
An interesting note is that if Nicole somehow becomes a Category 3 hurricane, it'll be the first time that I believe it'll be the first time an occurrence happened where there's two hurricanes released of made Category 3 intensity
Since Igor and Julia.
2010. Yeah, since Igor and Julia in 2010.
But that's if Matthew maintains its intensity at Category 3 or higher, and that's if Nicole strengthens to a Category 3. There's a lot of uncertainty with that.
Well,
I mean, it could.
Igor and Julia were both Cat 4s at one point.
Yeah, 145 and 135.
When was the last time you saw that in the Atlantic? Yeah, it was that probably.
Oh yeah.
Well, we've seen triple Category 4s within the last year or so, but that was in a different basin. El Nino 2015, East Pacific, Central Pacific.
Oh, we're doing the coughing much.
Yeah, because I was coughing because these are obvious things that a lot of people are probably already aware of.
Probably not, to be honest. Not everyone follows every single hurricane in the world.
Not everybody's aware of this.
Oh! The death count of Matthew spiked!
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
I don't know what the latest number is, but last I saw 280 something, I believe.
Yeah, 289.
289.
289.
I've seen some images as well.
Oh, wait!
Hmm.
Oh, never mind.
I've seen some images in Haiti showing absolute flattening, demolition, destruction, you know.
Oh dear. Are they gonna... I think this might be retired.
No, this probably very likely will be retired, but let's not focus on retirements right now.
Yeah, that's to the end of the season.
Yeah, we gotta worry about current conditions here.
Yeah, I was just pointing something out while we're waiting for graph data to come in. So let me see. Still no graph data. I'm mad. Why?
It's a giraffe.
Sorry. It's not a giraffe. I want graph data. Come make me buy a plane ticket and fly all the way into Texas and say why you even say that.
Some people asking questions. What does retirement mean?
Oh my God.
John, if you would have done that, then I would probably have flown to Massachusetts at least 5 times now.
Oh God. Trust me, I don't think I have money to buy a plane ticket. Retirement. Okay. Basically, the name's not going to be used again, ever again. Yeah. It's kind of like in baseball, where if a player's number gets retired, it's never used again. It's the same thing, except these names are not hung on the back wall of the stadium of the Atlantic Basin. Okay.
Let's get some questions. Do you think the eye is going to move more inland?
Yeah, if it wobbles a bit, possibly.
Okay. ETA for Palm Beach.
ETA for Palm Beach. Well, right now the chance of landfall there is decreasing some.
Nathan, do you have the 11 o'clock cone yet?
No, not yet. Nor do I don't even have the advisory yet.
Well, then I have an ice cream cone.
But as soon as I've got the advisory for you, I'll let everyone know.
I thought Matthew was updated to 11 o'clock. My bad. That's probably... Nicole's update probably threw me off.
Yes. Is Boca Raton okay? Probably. Yeah. Tropical storm conditions still very much likely there. Hurricane conditions becoming less likely. And another question I saw somewhere. Oh, what about Jacksonville? Let's add on to that question. Jacksonville is looking, still well ahead of the storm, and it's could be in trouble in the future by tomorrow afternoon. Let's see. People say nice things. Wow. And Mr. White, I've also not replied to your comment yet because I'm waiting for more information about the power outage situation myself. So we'll hopefully get that shortly. But indeed, many thousands without power in Florida right now. The total number, I think, would be close to 50,000 across the whole state. 50 to 55,000, I think. In the background, you can continue to hear the rain. That is not fake, that's real. That is the actual noise in St. Lucie County right now. We can't bring you a visual, unfortunately, it's too dark. And the only camera that has a night view has gone down on me again earlier this hour. We did show it to you for a brief period last hour, but sadly we don't have it right now.
Matthew has made it rip.
No, I don't think so. It's just temperamental with my device here.
Oh, that's why. I thought it was rip camera, but I guess it wasn't.
Mike McCarran says, I think the most likely landfall would be Cape Canaveral. Yes, if it's going to make landfall anywhere, it would probably be there.
There's some possible thinking here. I mean, I've noticed that this October has been very busy.
Pace Gagliardo says, is Orlando in the clear? No, not by any means. Hurricane force conditions
not by a long shot.
There. That's going to be during the course of tomorrow, soon to be today in an hour or so. I was interrupting someone, so go ahead, whoever that was.
Me? I was just reflecting on the fact that this October has been very active in the Atlantic, even though very active constitutes 2 storms, I know. Over the last couple of years, when you look at it, when you have 2 storms that are active at the same time, I mean, that are both hurricanes now, that hasn't happened in a while. Even though Gaston and Hermine were hurricanes at the same time, they were really, not very huge distance separating. Then Gaston was becoming post-tropical at the time, and Hermine was being Hermine at the moment.
More questions. Is Kathleen, Florida in the clear? No, it's the same as before what we were saying about that area. Tropical storm conditions likely, hurricane force conditions unlikely, but you never know. It would have to move a bit further to the west to bring hurricane force conditions there. So tropical storm conditions, just common sense, don't do anything stupid, make sure the buildings that you're in are prepared, and no loose objects and all that stuff. Still no word from the National Hurricane Center just yet. We hope to bring it to you before the end of the hour. And I don't know if anyone could pull up radar or satellite imagery right now in full.
Question. If Matthew does hit land, as that is up in the air at the moment, how long would it stay ashore, and would it affect the storm a lot?
Yeah, we keep saying that if I just have to reiterate, I can't make it clear enough, that if the storm could miss land, but that doesn't mean that it won't cause big problems. The surge, first of all, but by missing land we mean only by about 20 miles or 30 miles. So this could be still very severe, regardless.
Yeah, still expect this. You can still expect hurricane force winds in the coastal areas, and then, of course, abnormally high tides, and then, of course, heavy rain along with it too.
Matthew Knight says turn the radar on. Jesus. Okay. Meaning that something's on the radar right now. So I guess.
No, they just want you to turn the radar on, as I've been asking for a while, but no one's done it.
Oh. Okay.
I'll have to do it myself. I
guess I was missing the joke, but oh well.
It wasn't a joke.
Or missing whatever it was. I don't know.
Dear. No, we'll get it
Recon Pass. Recon Pass got in the eye of the storm, 105 knot. Pressure of 937. 105 knot. According to the raw data file, I can get more precise numbers. Give me a minute. I gotta scroll through the data file.
Okay, so I've got the imagery through. There's the latest radar imagery of where the storm is going, and that's right now. You can see the center of the storm, and it's becoming more apparent that you sort of see like 2 eyes, an eye within an eye, and that inner eye wall appears to be slowly letting go and succumbing to what would become the bigger eye. So, and it would be quite a large eye as well.
Lowest pressure measured in the eye of Hurricane Matthew was 936.4 extrapolated, but this was with the winds at 9 knot. So I'd estimate Matthew's central pressure right now at 935 millibars.
Okay.
According to the raw data and me doing a little number crunching.
So if you haven't heard the news, Nicole is a Category 2 hurricane now, with winds of 105 miles per hour. And Matthew, we're just waiting for the latest update, which should be due at any moment, still not out yet, and we'll let you know.
Hang tight!
Indeed.
Come on, load. Stupid page. I'm missing the ALDS for this.
Questions. Does the eye increasing in size make a difference? Well, it could. That means the edge of the eye would be just a little bit closer to land than it was. And that would mean the eye wall would be closer as well. So it can make a difference. It could be pretty bad. It could be slightly worse than what it would have been otherwise, but our advice remains the same, and we keep reiterating it, and people keep asking us questions about all the locations, and you can keep those coming in and we'll respond.
The NEC page is taking a while to load, so...
At the moment, I've not yet decided on whether we're going to do what we did the last 2 nights and stop talking at midnight and just bring you through the early morning hours in silence, but I don't know yet what we're going to decide to do, whether we're going to stay on the air talking or whether we're going to recommend everyone else go to bed when we do, but we'll keep you posted as the...
I might be leaving real soon since I gotta get back to work on things for classes tomorrow. And
what about tomorrow night? Like, does weekends affect our streaming? Like, would it be longer since it'd be a weekend? Since tomorrow
not really. Depends on the storm. Depends on the storm, Nathan.
Yeah, it just depends on where we're at with it. Definitely.
Oh, jeez. It's gonna take me a little bit to get used to 2 Nathans on this team.
Well,
okay, Matthew. Okay.
Do you believe power outages are possible in Marion County?
What is that?
Yeah, possibly. If it makes landfall during an eyewall replacement cycle, would that be better or worse than doing so after an eyewall replacement cycle? It would be better if it was during one. I think its structure would just capitulate so quickly.
NHC not updating right now, which is annoying. Come on!
Well, they're gonna wait until it's time. They're gonna wait till the last minute because they've been doing those updates every hour. You know?
Well, we have a drop.
We have a drop?
Now. Drop sound.
Go on.
Temperature in the eye right now is 27.2 degrees Celsius at the surface.
That's interesting. That's a high temperature. Ooh.
Interesting.
Pressure. The surface pressure in the eye is 139 millibars with a wind of 9 knot. So do a little math. That would be 937 millibars.
Hank?
Matthew's outer eyewall is becoming stronger than its inner eyewall, according to Recon.
Yeah, it appears apparent on radar as much.
Where is it? Is it like the data itself saying that? Is the data itself saying that? Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
just the second point, the second spike in the graph, that's closer to the end of it. Is just a tad higher than the one before it. So yeah, the outer eye wall is gaining in strength. Now, how fast Matthew recovers from this eye wall replacement cycle, that will pretty much determine how bad the winds will be near the eye of this thing. If it recovers quickly and gets its act back together, it could be a 135, 140 mile an hour system. But if it doesn't, in land interaction
The
takes
update,
its
Sarah,
toll.
I'll have to cut across you. The tropical storm warning has been discontinued, and for Florida Bay and the Florida Keys, so all clear for the Florida Keys. A hurricane warning remains in effect for the rest of those areas, and the storm's intensity is still 130 miles an hour with a pressure of 939 millibars. We'll have reaction after the break. We're here for at least another hour, still not decided what we're going to do, and we'll get everyone's reaction in 4 minutes' time. Stay tuned.
Oh, geez, this is gonna be a long night.